Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a oh hell no video that I wanted to do today, and do I got the tea? And we need to talk about this because this is just driving me absolutely batshit crazy, and you are going to love this. So today, friends, we are going to talk about people who bring their new partner around their ex's children. And let me give you the backstory before I get into my rant and before I start going off. Okay, so my friend, she was with a guy for 10 years and they got married. They were only married for like 3 years, whatever. He had kids from a previous relationship. She has kids from a previous marriage. Well, anyways, they got divorced. Now, one thing I will say is that he was a great stepdad. He did a lot for the children. Don't get me wrong. So there weren't too many horrible qualities. Like, he did have some good qualities. And, to me, that's like, that's very positive. But anyways, let's get into the oh, hell no part. So, long story short, they get divorced, and but he still wanted to maintain a relationship with her children because he spent a lot of time with them, and they all lived together kind of on and off. They broke up, I think, like 4 times, and then they finally decided to get married. Then they got divorced, but that's like a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. But he wanted to stay in contact with her children, even though he's not the biological father, because he did, in fact, raise them. And he did do a good job with that. So, yeah. Anyways, so he has come and seen the kids a few times. He picks them up, takes them out to dinner, sees them, things like that, because he still wanted to be a part of their life. And to me, I think that's really great. Like, if you were a stepdad and, you were part of your, those kids' lives, I mean, that to me says a lot about, like, oh, he still wants to maintain a relationship. And I think that's great. Well, anyways, let's fast forward to today. So my friend messages me, and her ex is picking up her son, and he wants to take her son and her daughter out to lunch, which I think that's great because, he's going to celebrate her, her son's birthday. Now, mind you, he's just a stepdad. These are not his biological kids. All right. So this dude wants to bring his new girlfriend to lunch with all of the kids. I was like, oh, hell no. Now, first of all, yes, you guys got divorced, but why do you need to bring the new girlfriend out to lunch with your ex-wife's kids that are not even yours? That makes no sense to me as a person. Like, explain that to me. Yes, this woman might be a part of your life. That's wonderful. But I mean, like, as a woman, if I'm dating a guy and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm going to be taking out my ex-wife's kids that aren't mine biologically, and I'm taking them out to lunch. Okay, go have a great lunch. I don't, I don't need to meet them. I would think, I'm sorry, I'm just really baffled right now. Because she actually just told me this information. And why do you need to bring the new girlfriend around your ex-wife's kids? Like, why? Yes, they have separated, like, they're divorced, and, she moved on. She has a boyfriend, but that's uncomfortable for the kids. Like, they were like, they're kind of complaining about it. They're like, we don't want to meet her. Like, she has nothing to do with any, like, the whole situation. She's being brought into something. Like, I wouldn't want to meet your ex-wife's kids that aren't even yours. I'd be like, why? I don't want to meet them. I mean, no offense, but I love children. But at the end of the day, like, that's just, divorce is, like, confusing enough as it is. And, and divorce creates a lot of hurt, a lot of animosity. And the way that this guy, now mind you, the way that he asked for a divorce is pretty shitty. He asked for a divorce through a text message. A text message. So not only has he dated her, broke up with her like 4 times, then he decides to marry her, then he wants a freaking divorce, and then the only way he does it is by asking through a text message. And then he doesn't even sit down and have a conversation with her, excuse my language, mother effer, moves out like 2 weeks later. I'm like, oh yeah, he's been planning that. So, gentlemen, divorce is okay. Okay, you got to get divorced. You got to get divorced. But if you are bringing your girlfriend around children that are not even yours to begin with, what does that say about you as a person? Like, why do your ex-wife's kids need to meet your girlfriend when those even aren't your freaking kids? Now, if you want to introduce your kids to your new girlfriend, so be it. Then have her meet them. No big deal. But to sit there and then involve your ex-wife's children that are not even yours, and then how uncomfortable is that for them? Like, you are the man who, raised those children. And granted, like, okay, if you don't like your ex-wife, fine. You don't have to like her. You don't have to care about her. Nobody says that you do. But to me, I feel like that is a slap in the face. And I feel that is the most disrespectful thing that anybody could ever do. Now, if I am wrong, I want you to come on here in the comments and be like, you know what? You are wrong. Like, there is nothing wrong with him introducing his girlfriend to his ex-wife's kids, and those kids aren't even his biologically. Yes, did he help raise them? Of course he did. He helped raise them. Totally understand. But I think it's a slap in the face. Now, granted, is he a narcissist? Yeah, he has a whole lot of problems. He's bipolar. He's on medication. There's something not right with him. And honestly, as a woman, who are you dating? Like, why would you even? I would have a whole lot of questions for this scenario. I would. Like, you know what? Stop dating men that are freaking ridiculous. Like, if a man has to get back at his ex, you know what? If he still has to, and he's using you to do it. My ex used to do the same thing. He used to talk about my girlfriend can do it. I don't give a fuck about your girlfriend. I don't care. Like, he would show up in her car all the time, and I just look at him and be like, whatever. I wouldn't show any emotion. I'd just be like, pretend I don't care, because that's what he wants. He wants the attention. He wants her to go off on him. That's what he's looking for, the attention. And I'm like, don't give it to him. Don't give him the attention that he's looking for. So, y'all some sick people out here. If you need to use other people to get back at your ex, that's just sick. And I've been on dates with guys that are just, trying to get back at their ex, and I'm just like, you know what? If you are still trying to get back at your ex and say something, okay, you know what? You still love them, even though you probably claim that you don't. And you probably swear up and down to the new person, oh, I can't stand them. You are so much better than my ex. They are going to play the new person like a fiddle. And I hate that, because if you meet a guy and he's like, oh my God, you're so much better than my ex. Oh my God, you're so much more supportive. Oh, you're so this and you're so that, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? You know what? I would be careful, because at the end of the day, many people are out here. It's kind of like the divorced guy, and all of a sudden, like, he's divorced, and 2 weeks later, he's magically in love in a new relationship. No, he's not. Like, stop the cap. He is not. It's all a facade, okay? And he's only going to use a new person to get back at you. Now, a decent, respectable person, you know what? They wouldn't use a person to try to get back at their ex, okay? So be careful about all the ex talk, like, oh, my ex is crazy, my ex this, my ex that. You know what? Be careful with those words, because at the end of the day, no, absolutely not. No. You need to be careful with those kind of people because you don't want to be trapped. Because at the end of the day, if their ex wanted them back, I'm sure they would run right back to their ex. Trust me on that one. If they have to talk about their ex all the time, you know, you either, and it's like you either are not healed or you're just bitter or pissed off or whatever the case might be. I don't know. I was never one to, in my dating world, I don't talk about my ex. The only thing that I say is we weren't meant for each other, and I leave it at that. So I think that's important. But if you know, especially if you're out there dating, don't talk about your ex. It's so unattractive because then I'm going to be like, you're so in love with them. They just live run free in your head. You know, I've been divorced, let's see, since 2013. And a few years back, my daughter went to her dad's house for Thanksgiving. She came back. Basically, the whole Thanksgiving dinner was about me. And I'm like, we have been divorced probably over 10 years. Why are you still talking about me? And I actually felt bad for his girlfriend because I'm like, okay, so you guys his family spent all this time talking about me and all the stuff that I did wrong and blah, 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 blah. But he's living with another woman and you're talking about this in front of her. Gotcha. So I still live rent free in all of your guys' head. And if you want to spend the whole Thanksgiving dinner in her house and his house talking about the ex, what, you know what? Be my guest. I'm just like, that's great. That's just wonderful. Beautiful. Keep talking. Whatever. So, yeah. Be careful of these people that use other people to get back at the ex. You know what? They are out there and you don't want to be that person. So, at the end of the day, date wisely and choose wisely. That's all I got to say. All right. Thanks for listening to my rant. All right. Have an amazing day, everybody. Bye.